So the other day, I showed you guys an article where you have the wife and the kids of one of the fishermen that got murdered by Trump and Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War Crimes. One of the media outlets interviewed the family of one of the people who they killed. And, it's just heartbreaking. The fact that they think they can get away with this. Like, bro, people are going to do some follow-up work. They're going to look for the family members of the people and the friends of the people. They're going to talk. They're going to ask around. They're going to try to figure out what happened. And this family, by the way, has already filed some sort of an official complaint with, I don't know if it's the UN or some international body, basically accusing the U.S. of murder and demanding some accountability here. And so, like, the truth always comes out over time, man. Reality always wins eventually. You can only outrun reality for so long. You're not going to win that battle in the long run. You're just not. So, but we talked about that the other day. Well, today we have another example. Reuters did an interview, and we have another family member of one of the fishermen who were killed. So let's take a look, and then we'll break it down.
U.S. military strikes on boats in the Caribbean have killed at least 87 people in what the Trump administration says are operations against drug traffickers. But Washington has provided little information about who was killed in these strikes or what the boats were carrying. Among the grieving is Chad Joseph's family. They told Reuters they believe the 26-year-old Trinidadian fisherman was killed in a strike in October.
See, this is what I told you guys. They keep saying, these are Venezuelan narco-terrorist drug smugglers, right? They literally can't even get the basics right. A lot of these people are from Trinidad and Tobago or Colombia. So why would you trust them when we know right off the bat, you can't even get the most basic facts right? Never mind the fact that even if you were right and they were smuggling drugs, the penalty for that is not instant vaporization and death. So it's just so crazy. And look, we told you, these people have friends, these people have family members. These are human beings. They matter. Imagine it was your son, your daughter, your mother, your father, your sister, your aunt, whoever, who was just fucking blown up when they're on a fishing trip, off the coast of Long Island, off the coast of Montauk or whatever the fuck. Like, imagine what our reaction would be if Iran or Venezuela or China were just like, yeah, we used a drone and just murdered your family members. Like, that would be the scandal of all scandals. It'd be like World War III on the brink. We do it to them and we think nothing of it. Nothing of it.
6-year-old Trinidadian fisherman was killed in a strike in October that destroyed all evidence of who and what was on the boat. Joseph's family said he had gone to Venezuela, where he also had relatives, to find work 6 months before the strike. His uncle, Columbia Salvary, is demanding answers about his death.
You cannot be bombing people's boats, like that, on saying international water and saying
I love the accent so much.
Narco trafficking, and raise your proof. Raise your proof.
Facts. I mean, they're not showing any proof. In fact, you guys remember this? I believe it was the first boat. It was like one of the first 3 boats that they blew up. MAGA on Twitter was like, aha, we got the evidence, we got the proof, show them. They were posting all over Twitter this picture, or maybe made a video, but I think it was a picture of this boat, and like you could see the large amount of cocaine that was packaged, and it was like under the floorboard of the boat, right? And you could see it from the sky view of like, see, there's the cocaine. Who are we kidding? These are definitely drug traffickers. Come to find out, the picture was literally from 2009. And the MAGA liars and cretins were spreading that, pretending like, oh, this was from just now. And like I said, not that proves anything, because even if it was from now, it doesn't fucking matter. You're not supposed to vaporize people. You're not supposed to murder them in a terror attack with no due process, no hearing, no nothing. Right? But they lied. They lied. So where's your proof? They don't have proof. They don't have proof. They never will have proof. They know they're full of shit. They know they're lying. You think Pete Hegseth doesn't know this? He knows this. He just doesn't care. You're a brown person from Venezuela or Trinidad and Tobago or Colombia. I don't give a fuck. You're a poor brown person. Fuck you. I don't know you. I don't care about you. Why would I care about you? That's who this guy is. That's who these people are. This is how they think.
The demand for proof is echoed by an environmental group from Trinidad and Tobago that is calling these operations into question. Gary Aboud is Secretary of Fishermen and Friends of the Sea.
You cannot just kill people and then talk about it in a loose term. These are people that someone loves, someone gave birth to and raised. We must have compassion for humanity. There's no evidence that any of these vessels are actually carrying narcotics. There's no evidence.
Aboud said his group supports efforts against drug trafficking, but also pressed the U.S. government for a different approach.
We support the effort of narcotic interdiction. We support the effort of tightening our borders, having working radars and working vessels well equipped with men that are trained. But nobody's training our men. They're not putting in radars to see vessels that are moving on the water. They're putting in radars to see missiles that are in the sky. Why are we preparing for war?
Legal experts questioned why the military is involved instead of the Coast Guard and why deadly force was the first option. Amid questions about the legality of the actions, Trump has said the strikes against the alleged drug boats will continue.
Anybody that's doing that and selling it into our country is subject to attack.
He just says shit. Like, I'm constantly amazed at Trump. He just says shit. He'll just say something. And he'll be like, well, that's not true. That's completely illegal. That's not allowed. And it's just like, he doesn't care. He just says it.
The issue goes beyond legal questions.
I only am confused. Why isn't there 10 million Americans marching on Washington? Why are the American people sleeping? I can't understand. Everybody's afraid. Certainly somebody must not be afraid.
We are not sleeping, my friend. We are with you. We are with you. I am with you. My audience is with you. Let me explain something to you. I've seen the polls. I've seen the polls on this idea of war with Venezuela, regime change in Venezuela, and the country is not buying it. I mean, Trump's approval is like, what, 35%, I believe? I mean, I've seen a poll that was like 12% or 17% for war with Venezuela, which is too high. It's too high. But at the same time, it's like, not even all the Trump people are like, yes, I like that. Now, as soon as he were to attack, boom, 90, 95% of the MAGA people who are still with him will support it. But the overwhelming majority of Americans are not with it. I think I may have even seen one poll that showed single digits for war with Venezuela. So we're not dumb, right? We're not dumb. They're trying to play us for fools. They're trying to say, oh, Maduro is the head of a fucking giant drug cartel that nobody's ever heard of. It's totally made up. Like, zero fentanyl comes from Venezuela. Less than 10% of all the drugs that come into this country come from Venezuela. It's a total lie. It's a total lie that this is why we're going after him. No, everybody knows the real reason. Everybody knows it's because we want to steal the oil. We want to steal the oil. We want to steal the mineral wealth. We want Eric Prince, the Blackwater war criminal, to have a new occupation he can do because this guy's a big donor to Trump and a big supporter of Trump. We know, we see it. He's now George W. Trump. That's what he is. His name is Don Cheney. Or Dick Trump, right? Like, that's his name now. This is what it is. We all see through it. It's like we're living through fucking 2003 all over again, except the propaganda they're using now is actually significantly worse than the one they used back then. Because at least back then, they would deny it. Oh, we're not doing this for oil. Now, you have idiot MAGA congresswomen going on TV, on Fox News, going, they do have the biggest oil reserves in the world. You do know that, right? It's incredible. It's incredible what we're witnessing. I've never seen anything like it. But, I'm telling you, man, we got to have new Nuremberg trials, or at the very least, we got to lock up the people who are committing these war crimes. Secretary of War Crimes, Pete Kegsbreath, he's got to go. Stephen Miller, he's got to go. Trump himself, he's got to go. Kristi Noem, she's got to go. We got to lock all these people up. Free and fair trials, but you bet your ass cheeks they are guilty as hell, and they should be locked up. No doubt about it. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.